Tractate Zevachim, page 23. We are 13 lines from the top of the page. The subject of the machloket we discussed yesterday between Ziknei Darom, the elderly of the south, the ingenious, versus the view of Rami Bar Chama in regards to Yachid Shenitma Lemet, meaning you have a situation that one became ritually impure and he wants to send an emissary, a shaliach, someone on his behalf to do the Korban Pesach, the Paschal. So we explained that according to Ziknei Darom, Achilat Psachim lo mi'akva, the fact that he cannot eat from the Korban Pesach, from the Paschal Lamb, it's not zelo me'akev, it's not a reason, because they go by the pasuk, by the sentence ish ish ki yeh tameh lenefesh. So if he comes and he asks, obviously we'll tell him that because of his ritual impurity, he needs to wait to the second chance, which is the Pesach Sheni, the 14th of Iyar. But since it was bediavad, it was after the fact that he asked to do it on his behalf, we said that by the Ziknei Darom it's okay, versus the view of Rami Bar Chama. He said that Lo yatsa Eizeho Mekoman, he did not fulfill his obligations, and therefore he needs to go by the second chance, which is Pesach Sheni, the 14th of Iyar. And since Lo haya beyado, he couldn't make it the first Pesach, he go for the second one. Now, the Gemarah challenge from that view of the Ziknei Darom from the Tractate Zevachim, page 80b. מיטיבי, מפני שאמרו נזיר ועושה פסח, הציץ מרצה על טומאת דם, ואין הציץ מרצה על טומאת הגוף, במאי. Here we talk about Nazir, a Nazirite, who perform the rite of the Paschal offering. So because we have this concept of the tzitz, as we know, part of the ritual in Beit HaMikdash, it was the tzitz. I think the translation is a front plate. So it's basically effect the acceptance for offering sacrifice in a state of impurity. So they said here, a tzitz meratzeh al tum'at dam, but atzitz meratze, no meratze, the front plate does not affect the impurity of the body, because that's the makriv. B'mai, what exactly we are talking about? Ilema betum'at sheretz, if you talk about ritual impurity because it was a contact to a creeping animals, ha'amart shochatin vezorkim al tmei sheretz. Didn't you say that according to the elder of the south, one may slaughter the Paschal offering and sprinkle its blood for an owner who is in a state of impurity due to a creeping animals. V'zorkim al tmei sheretz. So, again, for just who just came late, just we go again. It was a machloket between Ziknei Darom and Rami Bar Chama. Yachid shenitma lemet, individual that contact to, in general, the corpse. So the question is, he can yachol ishloach she'akrivu bado, he can send that they should do the sacrificial offering of Pesach for him. For example, if he nitma b'yud aleph benisan or b'yud benisan, so belel tedvav, the eve of the 15th, the time of bringing Korban Pesach, he cannot be purified because it need the haza'ah, and haza'ah need the third and the seventh day, so it's only occurred on a Chol HaMoed. So therefore, Tedvav, for sure, he cannot bring the Korban Pesach. So can he send on his behalf? The Ziknei Darom said yes, and the Rami Bar Chama said no. So we are now challenged from the tzitz. So he said, Ela אלא טומאת מת, וקטן אלא ציץ מרצה. So we said that the korban applies to what? The ritual impurity that comes from contacting a corpse, a dead body. So we learn in the Mishnah, וקטן אין הציץ מרצה, even בדיעבד, the tzitz, the front plate, did not accept it, באמת, מרצה, עלמא נטמעו בעלים באמת, אין משלחים קורבנותיהם. So you see here, he's not sent his offering for sacrifice. That's contrary to the opinion to the elder of the south. So, because they hold that b'diavad, after the fact, if tmemet, if someone who's contact to a corpse sent on his behalf his offering to Beit HaMikdash, he fulfilled his obligations. The Gemarah rejected and said, no. The pirush, the explanation of Mishnah is incorrect. If the owner of the Paschal lamb contact with the ritual impurity of a corpse, hachenami, so that b'di'avad it's okay, it's accepted. Hacha b'mayaskin, here we talk about what? Kirun shenitma kohen b'sheretz, that the kohen became impure to the creeping animal. So לא המתכפר, אלא המכפר, הכהן. Not the one who became atoned, but one who basically the one who's supposed to be the vessel to atone someone. So it means, according to the rule of the elderly of the south, the Knei Darom, if you have kohen that do avodah, that do the work, while he contact to a creeping animal, even b'diavad, even after the fact, is not accepted. If that's the case, let's look at the last part of the Mishnah. Nitma tum'at hatehom hatzitz meratze. If he contacted a ritual impurity in part of the death, which is a source of impurity that has been unknown at that time, which is basically tum'at safek, Hatani Rabbi Chia lo amru tumat tehom, if someone nazir the Pesach ela met bilvad, met lema'ut teima elav lema'ut tumat tehom desheretz. That's applied to what? To creeping animal in the death. So if so, the Mishnah cannot be referring to impurity due to a creeping animal. So the Gemarah said lo lema'utei tumat hatehom deziva. So it's a total different ritual impurity, which is the discharge impurity in the death, impurity due to a corpse or of a creeping animal, by contrast, within the scope of the Mishnah. So the Gemarah in Nida, page 35b, expand on that. That's similar to a regular semen that come out of male, but that's basically a rir lavan. So it's reya achat is a bal keri. But if it's a shteriyot, or the two in a day or 2 days, so that's called zav. So anyway, so ziva chamura mitumat met, we treated much serious than tumat met, so because it's yotze megufo versus tumat sheretz. So anyway, ve'el amha debai Rabbi bar Chama, that's Gemarah in Pesachim 80, page 80b. כהן המרצה קורבנותיהם of Nazir and make a Pesach, הותרה לו טומאת התהום, הוא לא הותרה לו טומאת התהום. You allow him the impurity imparted by the dead was permitted to him or not. So the Gemarah said, tifshot, the טומאת התהום הותרה לו. That impurity imparted in the depth was permitted to him. Since they told the hacha bechohen kamina, which is bemechaper velo b'mitkaper, so that we interpret the Mishnah here as referring to an impure kohen. The Rabbi bar Chama vadai palik. The Rabbi bar Chama for sure disputed the view of the elder of the south, because Rabbi bar Chama explained the end of the Mishnah only in a situation that the owner of the offering become ritually impure, and not in a situation that the Kohen was ritually impure. So according to his view, even the beginning of the Mishnah that said that tzitz meratze, that is accepted for the tum'at haguf, for the ritual impurity that depart from the body, apply when the owner of the offering of the korban was ritually impure. So it means that Rabbi Bahama hold that achilat Pesach me'akevet, so therefore Tmemet cannot send his offering to Beit HaMikdash, and he is pasul even b'diavad. But the Ziknei Darom, the elderly of the south, explained that in time Mishnah explained that the body of the Kohen was ritually impure. So therefore, they said that Tmemet b'diavad meshalech korbenotav, and b'diavad meratze. So the Ziknei Darom hold the if Nazir and make Pesach is Tmemet, is ritually impure by contact with the dead body, but the Avad, after the fact, the Korban is kasher by having recite. But if he's a Tmeh Sheretz, he can, lechatchila, can send his Korbanot to Beit HaMikdash. If the Kohen was ritually impure by contacting a dead body, the Korban b'di Avad accepted by recite. But if it's a Tmeh Sheretz, the Korban is invalid. Tzitz meratze al tumat hatehom, regardless if it's the Be'alim, the owner of the Kohen, regardless if it's a tumat met or tumat sheretz, but not tumat zivad, discharge. Rabbi Bar Chama hold that if Nazir and make the Pesach is tmemet, the Korban pasul, the Korban is invalid even after the fact, even b'diavad. Anyway, Tashma. So now the Gemarah dealing with the view of Rabbi Bar Chama, the disputed Ziknei Darom. He hold that Paschal offering that was accepted for someone who's ritually impure by contacting the dead body is unfit. Tashma, that's from the Parshat Bigdei Kehuna in the book of Shmot, Parashat Tetzaveh, Exodus chapter 28, verse 38. So they speak about the tzitz, v'hayal metzach Aaron, which is the high priest, v'nasa Aharon et avon Kodashim, and Aharon shall bear the sin committed with a sacred item. So we derive from that if the avodat korban, if the offering was made in an inappropriate way, so the tzitz carry the iniquity and appease for the korban. So v'chi Eizeho avon noseh, which sin does Aharon bear by the tzitz? Page 23b, im avon pigul. So in general, pigul, it's refers to offering that one sacrifice with the intent to eat or burn them beyond their appointed time, while notar refers to meat of an offering whose time for consumption has expired. Here, nevertheless, the Gemarah stated later on page 29 that the word notar mentioned here denotes offering sacrifice with intent to render the meat notar. So in other words, notar here refers to what is generally known as pigul. So כאן פיגול is לא מחשבת הזמן, אלא מחשבת המקום. Rashi explained it. Rashi writes that the term pigul here refers to offering that one sacrificed with the intent to eat or burn them outside of their designated place, while notar refers to those that one sacrificed with the intent to eat or burn beyond their appointed time. Now the Ravid on the Torat Kohanim notes that the actual notar is not something for which the tzitz, the front plate, effect acceptance either. So אם avon pigul, הרי כבר נאמר לא יחשב. The Torah said in Vayikra chapter 7 verse 18, neither shall be credit. אם avon notar, which means that he eat it chutz lezmano, So that was the Kohen who thought doing the service to eat it חוץ לזמנו. תוספות said, לאו נותר ממש, as we mentioned, גדאמרין לקמן בפרקין כ"ט, אלא לאחר שהוכשר ייפסל למחשבת נותר, דהיינו מחשב לאוכלו חוץ לזמנו. בזמן עבודה, doing the work, he thought about חוץ לזמנו. But anyway, הרי כבר נאמר, לא ירצה. האינו נושא לעוון טומאה שהותרה מכללה בציבור. So his general prohibition was permitted in cases involving a public. So the pasuk indicates that the front plate effect acceptance for individual offering sacrifice in a state of ritual impurity. As we said, that is a Rashi here, Rashi in Gittin 54. My tum'ah, what exactly type of impurity the Braita said that the front plate accepting? Ilema metumat sheretz hecha ishterei. Where do we find that the impurity due to the creeping animal is permitted in case involving the public? Ela tum'at met, impurity due to contacting with the corpse, that you have tzitz meratzeh, that the front plate accepted. טומאת מת הותרה מכללה בציבור, we said. ולאו כגון שנטמעו בעלים, where the owner of the offering became impure from a corpse. כגון שנטמעו בעלים במת, על מה נטמעו בעלים במת, משלחין קורבנותיהם. That's בדיעבד, that the tzitz, the front plate מרצה עליהם. So that basically match Ziknei Darom, the elderly of the south, against the view of Rami Bar Chama. Ubemai, and to what offering this statement referring? I ben Nazir, if you told me about the offering, the korbanot of a Nazirite, he can't have it. Why? Because the Torah said, V'chi yamut met alav, בפתע פתאום ותימי ראש נזרו, והימים הראשונים יפלו כי טמא נזרו. אמר רחמנא, the Almighty said in the Torah that here clearly that if even if a Nazirite contact impurity against his will, he still cannot bring his offering until he is pure. אלא לא עושה פסח. So it means that one who performs the rite of Paschal offering, that b'diavad, if he did not wait for the Pesach Sheni, and he sent it to Beit HaMikdash and it was offering for him, b'diavad, and after the fact he fulfilled his obligation, that's the opposite of Rami Bar Chama. So the Gemarah said, לעולם בשרץ, לעולם בשרץ ושם טומאה בעולם. The category of impurity in general was permitted in such cases. ואיכא דדייקו מייתי הכי. The pasuk said in Shmot 28, עוון הקודשים אין, עוון מקדישין לא. מהי טומאה? אילמה טומאת שרץ, מי השתריה בציבור, אלא עליו טומאת מת, ועוון קודשים אין, עוון מקדישים לה. Gemarah said, לעולם טומאת שרץ, ושם טומאה בעולם. And the category of impurity in general was permitted in such cases. So here, as you see, you have a differentiation between work that made with the Kohen Tameh and Korban Pesach, a person who is ritually impure. Yoshev. The Mishnah teaches that the Kohen who is sitting disqualified the right when he performed. Marav Amarav Nachman Amar Kra La'amod Lesharet La'amida B'charti V'lo Yeshiva. Torah says clearly that he needs to stand, not to sit. Tanu Rabbanan La'amod Lesharet Mitzvah. כשהוא אומר העומדים, שנה עליו הכתוב לעכב. The Torah repeats it to invalidate rites that are performed while not standing. אמר לרב נחמן מקדי יושב כזר דמה ומכיל עבודה. One who's sitting is considered like a non-Kohen and desecrate the service. So consequently, just the same way, mazar b'mita af yoshev b'mita, the same way as a non-priest who perform a rite is liable to receive a death by the hand of heaven, the same way as one who's sitting is liable to receive the same punishment. Alma Tanya. Aval arel onen yoshev einan b'mita ela ba'azara. We said all this category of arel, uncircumcised, acute mourners, and one who's sitting, is you just transgress a prohibition. So the Gemarah said, Mishum dehavei mechusar bgadim, because in the case of a Kohen lacking the requisite priestly vestment, that of one whose hands and feet are not washed, ושלא רחוץ ידיים ברגליים, שני כתובים הבאים כאחד, there are two psukim that come as one, as we learn one of the principles of Rabbi Ishmael, that the pasuk state explicitly for each case that if they perform rites, they are liable to receive death by the hand of heaven. And he said, page 24, וכל שני כתובים הבאים כאחד, אין מלמדים. ולמאן דאמר מלמדים, שטויי יין, הווה לשלישי, ושלושה לדברי הכל אין מלמדים. And the following, the one who says that they do teach the common aspect, the prohibition against service by those who drank wine, also contains explicit mention of death at the end of heaven, and constitutes a third pasuk. And all agree that the three psukim that comes as one do not teach the common aspect. Now, there is a few explanations. Here is a special Rashi, and there are a few explanations here in Rashi and also Tosfot. If time allow, we'll do it Mitzvah Shem B'neder tomorrow.